So I had felt the need to do this video, and it was a part of me that was like, do the video. And as I was walking this morning to the dock where I normally walk to and read, it was this feeling for me to do a video about resentment. And at first I was like, you know, and then I let the feeling die down. And when I came home, after feeling good, I started feeling this feeling again for me to do a video about resentment. And here we go. Peace, family, peace, peace, peace. Okay, so I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day. If not, do understand and get that your day is going to get better once your perception gets better. So today's video is about resentment, hatred, anger, holding grudges, all those things, right? Today, when I had first woke up, right? So our dreams, they are indications of, how we really feel, right? And what's going on in our subconscious mind, what we are often giving energy to. And so from the dream that I had last night, I woke up this morning and I pretty much was feeling some type of way. But then I started listening to music, right? That is like one of my highest forms of moving my vibration, right? Listening to music, dancing, driving, reading, listening to inspirational stuff. Those are some of the ways, and also meditation. Meditation is like really a big one, right? And so as I was listening to music, my energy started shifting, right? And I started feeling a little better. And as I was walking, the idea hit me again, right? Resentment. And a lot of times when we are faced with certain thoughts or memories, sometimes it's for us to deal with it, right? To see why we feel this way, right? And so as I was walking, I started thinking about when I was a teenager. So when I was a teenager, I went to go stay with this husband and wife, and the wife was pretty much very overprotective over the husband because it was a few occasions where the husband cheated. And the wife pretty much, if she ever had an inkling that someone was talking to her husband a certain type of way, she would say things like, like certain things she'd say to try to belittle you. And, try to belittle me. And I remember dealing with that. And I'm grateful for the couple because, they allowed me to stay with them. But one of the things that I started thinking about was, why is this showing up now, right? Why is this showing up now? And oftentimes we feel a certain type of way towards maybe our children because of what we experience, right? And I also was thinking about guilt too, and resentment, feeling that I have done the best that I knew how to do with my children. And sometimes you may feel like, well, my children, they should do this, or, they should have done better, or they should be doing better. That's definitely how I felt. And one of the things that I started thinking about was that just like I have done the best that I knew how to do, like my children too are doing the best that they know how to do. And I also started thinking, what type of person do I want to be? Because oftentimes we focus on, what may have occurred in our lives. And we say, well, I don't ever want to be like this person. I never want to do the things the way this person may have did things, whether it's our mother, caretaker, father, whoever, right? And while we put in all the emphasis on, I never want to be like this person, I never want to do things like the way they did it, that's all energy, right? And energy grows where it constantly goes. And I remember earlier when I was feeling the resentment, and I started thinking about me feeling resentment, and I started feeling bad, like even like, why you feel this way, you shouldn't feel this way, right? And oftentimes we would tend to beat ourselves up far as, if we feel a certain emotion, especially if you listen to so many spiritual you know people, right, that may be on the internet or whatever. And oftentimes you may feel like, well, they say I shouldn't feel this way because if I feel this way, I'm gonna continuously get more of the things that I say I don't want, right? And life to me is about dealing with your shit, okay? Dealing with your stuff, right? And the more we are dealing with our stuff, the more we could start seeing exactly what it is that we don't want, and therefore do something that or focus on things that we really intentionally do want, right? And so to the person that's out there, you may be going through having some resentment, holding grudges, feeling angry, all these different things. And I'm here to tell you that you're going to get through this. You're going to grow through it. And you do not have to stay in that state. And everything is energy, right? And so it's funny because while I was at the dock earlier, right? I was reading Abraham Hicks' book, and right now I'm having an aha moment because I didn't even think about this when I started reading this book, right? And I'm finished the book. At first, last night I was like, oh my goodness, only have just a few more pages. Actually, it's just the this part right here left, and it's like basically the glossary, right? And there's just like definitions and stuff like that. But as I was sitting on a dock, right, and I told you guys as I was walking, I started thinking of resentment and all these different things. And one part of the book that this book is really, really phenomenal. Is really such a phenomenal read, and it talks about moving up the emotional scale, right? And this is just like a process. I told you guys, like in this book, it has processes that you can do so you can start feeling better about where you are. Change your vibration, which when you change your vibration, right, the more you are able to change your vibration, like deal with it, express it. To me, doing videos at times is a form of me expressing how I feel. And when you are able to be aware of how you feel and choose, because that's the most important thing, right? To choose that you want better, you want to feel better. And so with the process 22, moving up the emotional scale, it says when to use this process. And it says when you feel bad and you are having a difficult time feeling better, when something has happened to you or someone close to you that has knocked you back on your heels, that is, someone died, your lover left you, your door got ran over, and so on. When it has been necessary for you to deal with a crisis, when you have been diagnosed with a frightening illness, when someone you love has been diagnosed with a frightening illness, when your child or someone very close to you is experiencing a trauma. And so, like I said, when I was reading this, I didn't even put the way I was feeling so much on like aha moment, like, oh my goodness, I was feeling this way now that the universe showing me moving up the emotional scale. I wasn't thinking it, right? And as I'm talking about how I was feeling and stuff like that, I started thinking about the book and saying, oh wow, earlier I read this book, and so I'm gonna read the book again. But I this passage again, process 22. But this is the thing, right? So as I was, feeling a certain way as I came back home, and I'm sitting on the bed, and I wanted to distract myself, right? And sometimes we want to distract ourselves because we don't want to deal with reality, or we want to put things on the back burner because we don't want to face it, right? And I wanted to distract myself. And so what I did was, I had some peanuts, okay? I had some peanuts, and as I'm sitting on the bed, I'm eating the peanuts, and a part of me is like, you could turn on, Abraham Hicks. You could watch Abraham Hicks, and just whatever. And then it was like a voice within me that said, meditate, meditate. And so as I meditated, right, I started thinking about, the wife who I went to live with, who had custody of me. And I started thinking about, her life and how it must have been probably when she was younger and things of that nature. And I started thinking about, my daughter, right? My oldest daughter, and our relationship, and, things of that nature. And even far as dating, right? Like far as dating, sometimes is a part of me, like especially when my oldest daughter was younger, and it was a part of me that didn't want guys around her, right? Because the fear of, whatever. And I was afraid of that. And later on, some of you guys know about, I was promiscuous later on, like when my daughter was, a little older. I started becoming promiscuous, because looking for love in all the wrong places. That's pretty much sums it up. And so, to the mother out there that you may have a trying time with your children, right? It could be your daughter, right? All of that goes back to your parenting skills. How was you parenting, right? And be gentle with yourself. Be very gentle with yourself, because how could you know how to do something that was never demonstrated towards you, right? And you doing the best that you know how to do. And not only that, you choosing to heal yourself. And let me tell you guys something about healing, okay? A lot of you guys hear me say this. Healing to me is not, well, I'm healed, right? To me, it's like an ongoing journey, is a process. And is, how could I become better, even better, even better, even better? And not perfect, right? Because we'll never be perfect in our imperfections. But it's really about us looking at our lives and seeing how could we better our relationships. But first and most importantly, our relationship with ourselves, right? And understanding and coming from a place that I'm doing the best that I know how to do. Because when you look at your life like that, and when you give yourself some slack and say, you know what, I'm doing the best that I know how to do, I believe that the people who may have raised you, you could start giving them some slack, right? Because everything that we feel, it reflects back on the outside. So if you're giving yourself some slack, right, and you're giving yourself some credit, then it makes you look towards the person or the people who may have raised you. And you can have some sympathy for them, right? Some empathy. And you can start saying, well, you know what? They did the best that they know how to do. And that's what I'm doing too, right? And so with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, got something out of it. Let me know in the comments, what did you guys think, and some of your experiences. I love to hear from you guys. Until next time, peace.